welcome. Thank you all for tuning in. While you're here, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below what you think of this video. My name is Truth, and just a little bit about me. I've been a craps player for about 5 years. Just a real quick story. Walking through the casino, the dealer invited me over to an empty table. I didn't know anything about the game. 5 rolls later, I was $125 richer. A week later, I found myself back in the casino. $15 bet, rolled for over an hour and a half, made a lot of people happy, got $500 in tips, and I didn't even know what I had done. Nevertheless, it sparked a lot of interest in me to want to learn the game. What was everyone so excited about? How was people able to make $25,000? Why are they throwing me chips? What does a yo mean? I didn't know any of it, but I wanted to learn. And 5 years later, here I am making this video for you guys. So today, I really just wanted to talk about CrapsEnergy. Again, show you how I set the dice, maybe roll for you guys a little while to see if we can see any patterns in there. What do I mean by CrapsEnergy? So for me, CrapsEnergy is all that I've described and more. I think in a lot of ways it's a mood, it's a feeling, but it's also about the patterns and the things that we see when we're at the craps table. And for me, I've really tried to learn to use that as a guide. Sometimes it means listening to my inner voice. Other times it means seeing what someone else is doing and trying to mimic that so that when I leave the casino, I'm a winner. So for me, playing is not just about the energy. It's also about trying to influence the dice as much as possible in my favor. And for me, that means controlling the dice as much as possible. I do set the dice. I do try to toss the dice with the same amount of energy every time. I typically will shoot in a very specific location on the table. And generally, my goal is to lessen the amount of rolling that the dice will do after it lands. Okay, so I wanted to show you guys pretty much how I set the dice, how I shoot the dice, and where I stand typically when I am shooting the dice. So the crap table that I built is pretty much just 1/2 of the standard table. And the reason for that is because typically I shoot from the left of the stick. And on my crap table, the stick person would be standing here. And I would be positioned just to the side of that. And so this works really, really well for me to practice. Yes, typically the way I shoot here on my practice table is how I shoot at the casino. Now, of course, it really just depends on where I'm positioned at the table. I'm not always able to get the position next to the stick, but I'm able to use sort of the same technique no matter where I am. I just may need to change hands, or instead of shooting to the side, I may need to shoot in front, or vice versa. Okay, so the stick man will send you 5 dice and ask you to choose 2. So I typically will choose the 3, and I'm looking for a 5. Now my set is typically with the 5 on top and the 3 facing, and the 3 on top with the 9 facing. And so that's my set. And the 5 is always to the left of the 3. Now, it may not matter much if, the 3 is to the left, but I prefer the 5 to be to the left. And so I will hold the dice as such. And my goal is to swing and hit the back wall. Swing and hit the back wall. Now, depending on the amount of force, it may hit the table and then hit the back wall, or hit the back wall and then bounce down to the table. What I try to do, because I think I haven't necessarily perfected this shot enough to know that every single time I toss the dice that it's going to do pretty much the same thing. But what I try to do when I'm at the table is I try to pay attention to where my first roll lands. Does it hit the table first and then the back wall? Or is it a little bit off centered and so it goes to the left of the table? Or does it just kind of randomly, the dice are all which kind of way? One die. And I just try to do the same thing every time. So I do in some way try to adjust my shot. Okay, so now that I've showed you guys pretty much how I set the dice, I am going to do a few shots so that you can see exactly what I am referring to. And we'll get all those things out of the way. I'll move my shot clock. All right, so I've got my dice set, 5 and 3, 3 and 9. I'm standing to the left of the stick, and I am going to shoot for the back wall, and that is an 8. So my point is an 8. Let's get the puck on. And ladies and gentlemen, I am shooting for the 8. And I believe that is a winner. Ladies and gentlemen, I had to put my glasses on. I couldn't see it. I thought it was an 8, but I couldn't see it. And that is an 8. All right. So then that's 1 point. And I am well on my way to walking out of here a winner. Now, although I do, that's a 7. Although I do, my goal is to hit my point. What I really want is to be able to roll numbers. And so, while it is possible to make a lot of money on your line bet, you make even more money with placing bets. And so far I've hit a point, and I've had two pass line wins. And so I'm off to a good start. And that's the 12. And I consider craps numbers wins because I always protect my bet with a crap check. And my point is an 8. Another 8. Now, if you're playing in a casino that has a bonus bet, such as an all, tall, and small, and that's something that you're shooting for, then here, all I would need is a 9 and a 10. There's the 10. And so maybe you guys can tell me if I am staying pretty much to the same position as my dice lands. And that's an 8. And that is a winner. And this goes off. And so that's 2 8s that I hit so far. So let's keep going. Points 5. And so we are going to, before I set my dice, let's fire up that 5. All right. So, and so far my shot, I've rolled a lot of 8s. So 8 seems to be my number right now. Now, even though my points are 5, hey, 5 on a buck, I will bet an 8. And that is a 5. That is a winner. So I've hit 8s and I've thrown 5s. So when I talk about craps energy, it's really just paying attention to some of the patterns and some of the things that you're seeing. I've rolled 2 8s and I've hit a 5. And now I have a 10 as a point. Now, this is something I'll probably talk about in a later video. I don't have hot bets on my table, but in a lot of casinos, they do offer hot bets. And a hot bet is just a 1-roll bet on a number combination. So, for instance, the hard 10. Now, one of the things that I like to do when I'm in a casino playing is I like to hot bets. And the reason for that is because I do pay very close attention to how the numbers are traveling together. And so typically after the 4-1, which is how the 5 came, the hard 10 will come. And I don't have hot bets on my table, so I didn't think to make that bet. But my point is a 10. And again, we have the 4-1 that's traveling with the hard 10. It came before and it also came after. And so let's just keep going. I'm trying to hit a 10. And the ace deuce. Now again, I don't have hot bets on my table, but if I was in a casino, once I see the ace deuce, I know that the 10 is not far behind. Typically, the 10 will come in the form of a 6-4. But let's see. And I must say, guys, I feel pretty good today. So I wonder if that's affecting my roll at all. And that's the 8. And I think that's the 5th 8 I've rolled. And there's the inevitable 7. Six, 1. Well, I didn't hit the 10, but I did hit 2 8s and 2 5s. So thanks everybody for tuning in and watching this video. I really enjoyed spending this time with you guys. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to like and subscribe and comment down below. Please share any strategies you might have, whether you like my dice set or if you think using a different set would work a little better for me. Also, please give me a little bit of feedback on whether or not you thought I landed the dice pretty much the same every time to avoid some of the movement of the dice on the table. Anyway, I will see you guys next video, or I'll see you at the table.